Milo was doing a show in Edinburgh that was Russian stand-up comedians doing shows in English. It was like a showcase. There were 3 of them.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why were you there?
Well, because I used to do comedy on Russian TV. So these were like 2 Russian TV comedians that I knew. We had this mixed bill lineup. Yeah. One of them kept booking other Russian comedians who were in town to do 5 spots on the show, even though they were bad. And in this man's case, also not a comedian.
Okay. And also in this man's case, did not speak any English at all.
Yeah. And so this guy, he was a promoter from this town called Vologda. And so we all knew him because we'd all done this gig. It was like a circuit gig in Russia.
I think we've talked about this on Balthazar. I don't think we've talked about this on this show. So if you've heard this before, I'm sorry. I just love it.
This guy is like the Russian equivalent of like Spiky Mike or something. Right? Okay. Anyway, so then he turns up there like, we told him that we'd give him a 5. And I'm like, why did you tell him that? He's not only is he not funny, but he's also not even a comedian and he can't speak English.
He's got a lot going against him.
and then I was like, and they were like, well, he's nice and he books us. So we thought we should. And I'm like, yeah, but it's a terrible idea, isn't it, guys? So you're going to have to
conceptually hilarious, difficult to sit through.
Also, why does he want to do it?
Because he like wants to say that he did a gig at the Fringe.
Right,
like I don't know. Okay. But anyway, so then they're like, well, we can't unbook him because it would be so rude. And I'm like, I think you can unbook him actually. I think the reasons that I've just outlined, you can blame me. It's fine. And they were like, no, we're not going to do it. And then they were like, okay, compromise. Instead of that, why don't you just sit with him and go through his material beforehand?
Because his material was translated and he was going to sound it out like ABBA. Right, where he didn't know what he was saying, but he knew like
phonetically.
Yeah. He learned his set phonetically.
Take a chance. It was a weird start to the set.
Yeah, and believe me, a chance
was
taken.
Your mind.
A chance was taken.
ABBA Voyage wouldn't be as popular, I don't think.
Yeah, so he learned, but he got a. So this is just one of my favorite things that ever happened. So I know it beat by beat. He got a legal document translator to translate his set from Russian into English.
Wow.
Yeah. So they translated it like completely chaotically. Like it was very It was like numbered points. Yeah. It was veering between like British and American English. Okay. It kept changing register. Like it would have like a 5-syllable word and then like poo-poo in the same sentence. Like it was like
Perfect.
It made no sense as a document.
Okay, cool.
And I'm going through, most of it's just kind of like pedestrian shit, like open mic jokes. And then he has this segment where he's talking about his 7-year-old daughter. And he has a bit in it where he's like, and my 7-year-old daughter, she has boyfriend, but I'm not allowed to kill him or even hurt him. And then I said, and I realized later that this was like, like sometimes when like the unconscious mind has like a powerful creative genius to it that you cannot understand with your conscious mind. I said, you have to say it's political correctness gone mad. And
he was like, what is this?
And I'm like, you don't need to know what it means.
Kill, brother. Don't worry about
it. Just fucking say it. So it gets around to the gig and
it's two minutes of just like audience kind of stony silence.
What's the venue?
So this was at it was at the PBH venue. This was like 2018. That was down the end of like Prince's Street. It was in it's like a nightclub, but I can't remember what it's called. But crucially, the gig's been going for like half an hour at this point. The gig's been going well, so the audience like on board. This guy goes on for the first 2 minutes. People are kind of like, oh, this is a bit. Like he's pretending to not be able to speak English and then it's going to get good. But like 3 minutes in, they're like, oh, he actually can't speak English. So he starts to lose them a bit. And then he's like, I cannot kill him or even hurt him. It is political correctness gone mad. It crushed harder than anything I've ever seen.
But for me, what's funny about it is that because he didn't know what he was saying, when the audience basically started scream laughing at him, he looked more terrified than I've ever seen anybody
must have been
on
confused.
stage.
Yeah. He was so terrified that he just went, thanks, and just left.